Welcome to the Arsenal defender blame game. There's nothing I dislike more than somebody scoring a goal against Arsenal. It is a crime. This episode is about Ashley Barnes. In the Arsenal defender blame game, I will blame an Arsenal player. The rules are simple. No ifs, no being kind. The players are ultimately responsible. So let me take you through the first stage of play here. Reiss Nelson has the ball and he takes a shot. Monreal, the left back, is making an overlapping run. Is Reiss Nelson okay to take this shot? Is he putting Arsenal in danger if he loses the ball? Not really, because Arsenal are not particularly committed and there are a lot of Burnley players behind the ball at this point in time. Is Monreal out of position and risking his defensive duties? Again, no, because somebody should be able to cover for that. Is unmarked here. Maybe even Nelson should pass to him. However, I think he's okay to take a shot there. He's in a good position if he thinks he can get the shot away. And the problem is that he loses the ball. His shot gets blocked. And not only does it get blocked, it falls to an opposition player behind him. It doesn't go off for a goal kick or a throw-in, or the goalkeeper saves it, or anything like that. So that's a bit risky. The next stage is he loses the ball. Lacazette realises this, Monreal realises this. They both stop their forward runs and begin to race back. Now, again at this point, it shouldn't be such a danger position. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Burnley players behind the ball, and only 2 Arsenal players in front of the ball, 2 in line with the ball. This shouldn't be a particularly worrying moment for Arsenal. Got to be pay attention, but again, it's not that bad a moment. Things get a little bit more serious here. The numbers are begin to become outweighed. 4 Arsenal players and 4 Burnley players. It's actually even numbers here. Burnley are breaking quickly, and Arsenal, through I would say Nelson and Lacazette, are not tracking back. Willock gets badly nutmegged too. He doesn't stop their counter-attack. He could have even fouled them. The referee is here, mind you, so he could have risked a yellow card, as it would have been quite obvious. But it was an embarrassing nutmeg for Willock. Now the next stage of play, the ball is thread up to this Burnley player here, and Willock, who let the player go past him, so he is racing back. He's almost caught up with the ball, but they're playing a long ball over. Niles here, he's out of position because Arsenal have lost the ball quickly and unexpectedly. He needs to race back here. Lacazette has lost a lot of space between him and this player here. This player here is in a really good position because Niles is racing back here. Ceballos is putting pressure on the ball here. The 2 defenders need to stay here on Ashley Barnes. Guendouzi is marking this player, possibly giving support to the back line. This player here is completely free. Now the next stage, the ball gets played out to this player. Niles does get back, but this free man here is picked out. Ceballos is racing over. He was just on this player. He's racing over to put pressure on him. Now here is Willock. This is interesting. You have Nelson here running back and Willock here. Willock needs to come to this player. He needs to maybe go in this direction and follow this man, because Ceballos runs here and Ceballos is on this man, and really it shouldn't be a particularly dangerous moment because you've got Socrates as an extra man here. Arsenal should have this under control. The Barnsley player makes an arcing run here and Willock does not follow him. Ceballos has to go to the ball and he has to run over to the ball very quickly. This is looking more dangerous because you've got 1, 2, 3 players here near the ball, and you've only got 2 Arsenal players. You've got Socrates backing up, and Niall and Willock is in the wrong place. Ceballos should hold this attack up, but he gets beaten incredibly easily, possibly as a result of him running very quickly from one player to the other. Now also look at David Luiz here. There's a bit of space here, but I think maybe that's okay, because the only place this player is going to move into is here. At that moment in time, he's okay. Ceballos gets beaten very easily. Willock is in no man's land. So here, you've got 1, 2, 3. You've only got 2 players here and Willock is still in the wrong position. He really needs to be getting back here. Had he have gone to this player here, he could have switched with Socrates and gone straight to the ball. But, as a result, Socrates has to go to the ball. Willock in no man's land. Louise is too far away from his man here. The ball takes a wicked, unlucky deflection, bending it round Louise. Are the reactions of Willock and Louise good enough? Louise surely could have just stretched out a leg there. And Willock, could he have whacked it? Maybe it was coming too fast for Willock. But Louise, he should be able to see that, and he's so static. He's also left a huge gap here between him and his man. And Guendouzi is marking this man. It's very, very vulnerable. Adding to that, Leno, he was expecting a shot. He was ready for the shot. It was a shot, so he was ready to dive. He has to run over this side very quickly, and if you look at him, he has fallen over, which then gifts Ashley Barnes an open goal. Who is to blame? Was it just a lucky deflection that became an assist? Joe Willock. He didn't stop the attack. He was nutmegged badly. He didn't follow the right man. David Luiz. His positioning was poor. He wasn't close enough to his man. Were his reactions from the deflected shot fast enough? He didn't react at all. I'm sure he could have kicked that ball away. Leno, he fell over. Ceballos let the player walk past him. Socrates, it wasn't the best block in the world. Who am I going to blame this week? Every week, it can only be one man. Yes, Joe Willock. He let the opposition break away easily by being nutmegged. He didn't make a foul where maybe he could have. He didn't follow his man. Joe, you knew the rules. We have to blame somebody.